Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Claudio. So glad that you're here. Today I'm sharing with you how to create these letter portraits using Adobe Express. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and start creating. Here I am at the home screen of Adobe Express and I'm going to start my letter portrait project by clicking on the blue plus sign here, and I'm going to select a size. I like using the Instagram portrait post size, but you can select any size here. So here is our canvas. We'll go ahead and close this out so we can see this, and the first thing you'll need to do is add a background color. So if you have brand colors, definitely take advantage of using your brand colors. I'm going to use this one, but really it doesn't matter, but you just want to have something in the background for your project. And now the next thing we'll do is add some text here. So I'm going to go with T for text, and we're going to select that and type in the one letter. In my case, I'm using C for my first name, and I want to pick a letter that is chunky, that is thick, and the reason is it just stands out better. It just looks much nicer. So I found this one, which is Alfarn right there. We're going to grab that and make that larger. Again, any letter that's chunky like this will work. This one's the one that I happen to find. I think it works just fine. So I'm going to resize that to make it fit somewhat in the center there. And that looks pretty good there, maybe just a tad bit bigger. And right now the font is a white color. So what I want to do is add a shape to that. So here we have our menu option in text, and we're going to come down here to shape. And I want to fill that whole area. So right here, we'll click on show more, and we'll select this one here, which is fill the entire area. And we'll hit the back button here. Whoops, go back to shape here. And I'm going to select the fill color. I do want to have something that's similar to my background. I may be a little lighter here. Let's go there, lightwise. And what we'll do is we'll cut this out. So now we see our color in the background, and it kind of gives a nice shadowy effect here. And now what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate that text. So what we'll do here is close this out. What I'm going to do is click on duplicate so I can make an exact copy of that. We'll use Command A, select all of them, click on align here, and we want to center and add these to be exactly on top of each other. Now here's a little bit of a trick. What you need to do here is click on this bottom layer here, and we want to change that shape color. We want to make that black. And what we'll do is, with it selected, we're going to use the arrow keys, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to move that and create somewhat of a shadow effect here. And then what we'll do is bring down the opacity. There we go. So we got a subtle shade there. All right, we've got the letter piece done. So now what we'll do is we're going to add the image here. So we'll go to media, upload from device, or I can drag it over, and I find it easier sometimes to just drag it over. There's my image. So drag that over, and what we're going to do now is the image is remove the background from that image and give it a little bit of time. Perfect. We're going to resize this, and I actually want my picture to overlap the letter. So I do want it to, for example, I do want my hat and my head to be sticking out. So I'll resize it a bit. So I want to kind of offsize it here because I do want to announce, I should say, make sure that everyone can see the letter C. All right, so here we go. We'll move, oops, making sure we move the right option. There we go. We want to make sure and select the image. That's one thing to be careful with as you click through. You want to make sure and move the correct one. I don't want to touch any of the letters here because they're pretty much set in space. Now, right now, what I'm using or focusing on is my photo. What we're going to do next is duplicate the photo. So we'll come up here and duplicate it, and we're going to make sure that it's aligned there. Perfect. So you see the guidelines, it is perfectly aligned. And so here's what we'll do is we're going to grab this picture here, and we're going to drag it underneath that first layer, that first letter. Okay, so that's the key. You want to make sure that that is behind there. And now we have this image here on top, and now it's just a matter of using the eraser on that top image. So again, making sure you are on that top image, and over here we want to make sure and use circle brush. And then here is where the magic happens. So basically we're going to be erasing my image over here, making sure that it's erased. I don't want to come up here and erase my head. And then over here on this side, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that right there, and then click done. And there it goes. I got my image kind of popping out of the letter C right here for my first name. And then again, we have these images in between. So basically it's just a matter of layering the image that you erase. Then you have your main letter, and then you have your entire image, and then you have the background, I should say the second layer image, which is our shadow effect right there. So there is the letter portrait design, and that's how to create letter portraits using Adobe Express. And now it's your turn to give it a try. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified for future videos just like this one, and please do share this video with your friends. It lets YouTube share it with a larger audience. Thanks again for stopping by and watching this video, and as always, have fun creating. Peace.